My title of my speech is actually, I'm not a product of the foster care system. Ready?
Ready.
Okay. My name is Emmanuel Holly. I went into foster care at the age of 9. My brother was 8. I moved around to several places, different group homes in Baltimore City. I had my ups and downs. I had my good days. I had my bad days. Life was difficult. I was mad at the world, but I'm not a product of my environment. Through the years, I came across challenges. And I didn't understand some of the things people were saying to me at the particular time. But being young, dumb, stupid, and not knowing no better, I acted up. But I'm still not a product of my environment. Life was difficult. I hated school. I hated my peers. I was an agitator, but I'm not a product of my environment. I wrote on walls. I was disruptive in the hallway, but I'm still not a product of my environment. I was kicked out of one group home and went into another group home. I was kicked out of this group home and went into that group home. I went into a foster home where I didn't like the roast that was cooked on the chicken, but I'm not a product of my environment. Once again, I had my ups and downs, I had my problems, but I'm still not a product of my environment. One day, I was taken out this group home. Well, actually, it was foster home, pardon me. And I was placed at the group home called Tweety's Place. Tweety's Place's philosophy was, we don't throw kids away. We don't put kids out. We only put kids out because of your behavior. So at the end of the day, we don't put kids out, you put yourself out. But I'm still not a product of my environment. Life goes on. I still had my ups and downs. I still had my challenges. I still was disruptive. I still hated school. And I didn't like the program director. But I'm still not a product of my environment. My peers were ignorant. I was back to them. I put toothpaste in their shoes. I put Vaseline on their door. But I'm still not a product of my environment. But one day, I decided to get a job, age 15. 15 and 9 months, because at that particular time, work permit says you had to be 15 and 9 months. My first job was Roy Rogers. Boy, I was going to have fun. I had food. I hated the group home food, but I still wasn't a product of my environment. I refused to become a product of my environment. I brought home fuel every day. My peers loved me, but I still hated them. Still not a product of my environment. I still put toothpaste on the door. I still put Vaseline in their shoes. But I'm still not a product of my environment. As time goes on, I learned that by doing the right things, I can get more. Because I'm doing the bad things and I'm still getting the world. But I'm still not a product of my environment. I was faced with the opportunity to stop looking at my problems as problems and start looking at my problems as challenges and opportunities to change the world around me and my life too. Moving forward, Roy Rogers shut down because McDonald's brought him out. McDonald's owned part of Roy Rogers and they brought the rest of them out. Roy Rogers shut down and turned into a McDonald's. That was my journey to working for McDonald's. For 9 years I worked for McDonald's. But let's go back to my childhood. I moved up into the ranks, became a crew trainer. I decided to leave McDonald's. As I got older, I started going to other ventures, moving forward, working at Picture People and Walt Disney World. At that particular time, I actually transitioned from the group home that I so definitively say that I was not a product of that environment, and moved into other things and other ventures, becoming more successful. I went into independent living at the age of 18. From age 18, I moved to Florida for almost 8 years, not 8 years, 8 months to a year, where I worked at Walt Disney World. Walt Disney World was one of the most awesome experiences in my life and one of the most definitive experiences in my life. That's where I found out where true hospitality and tourism really exists at Walt Disney World. To the point where you can give a cast member a $20 bill and it could be a counterfeit, and that cast member is not allowed to check it or not to say, you can't take this because it's not real. But I'm still not a product of my environment. moving forward, I came back to Baltimore where I transitioned back into my own apartment where the state of Maryland actually paid, you know, $1,655.32. I remember that, you know, figure exactly because, you know, I saved them a couple of dollars. I wish I could use it for like a cheesesteak or something, but that's a whole other topic for another conversation. But nevertheless, I furnished my apartment, my downstairs, my kitchen, my living room, my basement, and my 2 bedrooms off of that. I knew that they was not going to accept a high budget bill. But moving forward, I'm still not a product of my environment. I moved from independent living into my own apartment where I transitioned out of foster care successfully. I started being a manager at McDonald's at the age of 18. From being a manager at McDonald's from age 18, I had my ups and downs, I had my challenges, I had my runs in with the law, but I'm still not a product of my environment. Early on, I realized that I wanted success, and I'm going to get success one way or another. I'm not a product of my environment. Moving from that, I started working at the Maryland Foster Youth Resource Center, where I started giving back to the young people that really needs the help and support. At the end of the day, I'm not a product of my environment because I am a success story. I am overcoming challenges. That's my story. I'm not a product of my environment. I'm a success story. My name is Emmanuel. Thank you.
You're here.